Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So, in continuation of the previous lecture, that is about the Rupa, materiality. So, today we are going to study one significant materiality or material property that is called Hadaya Vatu. So, I will share Hadaya Vatu firstly is Rupa Lakhana. And so here Hadaya. Hadaya Vatu. Hadaya, it is heart. Vatu is a base. Hadaya Vatu, Hadaya Rupa Nama. In Abhidhamma Sangha, it is mentioned that the heart base is called heart materiality. So, regarding that, so what is a heart? Hadaya. Firstly, we have to study what is Hadaya. Hadaya is, it is a called Hadandi Danda Atawa Anatawa Burendi Idinadi Hadayam. So it means whatever the result. So whatever desire or whatever result, either whether it is good or bad. So it tends to fulfill. Okay, it tends to fulfill. That's why it is called Hadaya. It's something or with which the desire or our intention is, whether it is good or bad, is to be fulfilled. So that they go Karana, it is Karana Sadhana. Okay, Karana Sadhana, instrumental case. So Hadaya, Hadhandi, Urandi, Edinadi, Hadayam. So with which something is fulfilled. Okay, that's why it is called Hadaya. So Hadaya is a kind of it is said to be a kind of a materiality or material property. So mostly it is a heart. Okay, in the middle of our chest. Okay, there is a heart inside. Okay, that heart is figuratively it is called on the heart. Okay, so when we study about the 32 parts of the body, so 32 parts of the body, Hadayam Yakanam, okay, Wagam Hadayam Yakanam, like that they are mentioned. So when we contemplate about our 32 parts of the physical body, there you can see Hadaya. That Hadaya means the heart. Okay, the heart that remains in our body. So when you study the anatomy of our body, there you can see, okay, there are lungs, and also in the middle of the lungs, okay, there you can see the heart is there. So that sort of thing is called Hadaya. Okay, so but in this case, so commentary they try to explain that so in the middle of that heart, okay, in the middle of that heart, there is a sort of a small cup or small hole is there. So inside, so in that small cup or small hole, there remains blood. Okay, blood remains there. Okay, so then when we study about the blood, there you can see what it is called, or what red blood or red cell and white cell, something like that. So when there is the red cells are very red cell in our blood are very helpful. So they carry or they transmit. They carry oxygen. They transmit the oxygen, and from the lungs as well as they bring the blood to the heart. Okay, to the heart, and also it inside the heart there is a sort of pump. Okay, so with this pump, so it is how do you say, it is transmitted, or if it is the blood is pumped within our heart, so it with this speed, the blood goes around in our body. Okay, the red cells go around in our body. So that's sort of the blood is called, definitely it is called Hadaya. So normally we may call the shape, okay, that remain within in our in the middle of our chest is called Hadaya. But definitely, if we want to say definitely what Hadaya means according to the Bali text, according to the commentary, there what you can see is that they explain that in the middle of the heart there is a small cup or small hole. So in that small hole there remains the bloods. Okay, the bloods are there. So that blood is called what? In that blood, there is some material property remain. Okay, something like a red cell or the blood. Okay, so that sort of materiality is called what? Hadaya. Okay, Hadaya. So we may call Hadaya to our heart, but figuratively we may call the blood that remain, or the material property that remain in that blood, small amount of the blood, okay, which remain in a small cup in the middle of the heart. Okay, so that is a called Hadaya. But according to the commentary traditions, so the location is very specifically in the middle of the heart. Okay, but according to the medical science, so when they X-ray or when they make a photograph, the radio sort of graphic they take, then what they see is a little bit, okay, how do they say? So it remain in the left side of our chest, okay, left side of it. Some people they say like that, you put your two finger and then 2 or 3 finger like this and then touch your chest. So in that case, there you can feel boom, 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 that place. Okay, the heartbeat you can feel. So that place is called heart according to the medical science. But here, according to the Bali commentary, they mentioned that the heart remain in the middle of the chest. Okay. So So with regard to the term Hadaya, so sometimes it is called, the Buddha used the word Hadaya, referring to the heart, okay? Referring to the heart. Sometimes it is also one of the name for the mind, Chitta or Mano. When the Buddha explain or enumerate, give an explanation about the Mano or consciousness. So at that time, the Buddha used Hadayam. Hadaya, at that time, it refers to the mind, consciousness. Okay, Hadaya, the term Hadaya used in a different context. So sometimes it is used, so I will break your heart. Okay, I will break your heart. So when it mostly it is used by the organ, yeka. So for example, Alawaka. So Alawaka, when he see the Buddha occupied his seat, his throne, so and also he was surrounded by the service organs, yakas. That time,
Sorry, Sayadaw.
yes.
I couldn't catch what did you say? You say he was surrounded by something?
Surrounded by the servants, deities or servants or the servants or lady or male and female organs. Okay, organs, you know, yaka. So Alawaka also has a many audience. Okay, so when the Buddha go and take the seat in the in the mission of the Alawaka, other than Alawaka was not there, the Yaka was not there. So when the Buddha go there, his audience, Alawaka's audience, came to the Buddha. And then they surround, and then they provide a service to the Buddha. So as soon as the Oga, the Yeka, Alawaka, came to know that the Buddha was there, so he got very much angry and then come back, okay, speedily, and come back to his own abode in a hurry. And then when he say the Buddha, then he think that I will ask the Buddha to go out of his domain, his seat. So one time the Buddha follow, first time the Buddha follow, second time the Buddha follow. And then he say, okay, this man is obedient. So when this time he come out of a seat, come out of the domain or mansion, so I will break his heart, and then I will grab his legs and then throw him away into the river, into the ocean, like that. So in that context, Hadaya means the heart. He want to break the heart of break the heart means break the chest. Okay, break the chest. Ura. In that case, it is called ura. Ura means the chest. So in the different context, and also sometimes it is at Harayin, Harayina, Harayam. So Anyasi. Okay. So with my mind, I try to know others' mind. Okay. In that case, the word Haraya refers to or use indicating what our mind. So also one of the what one of the Yeka, his name is Suchi Loma. In the Samyutta Nikaya, there is a one sutta, Sagadawaka Samyutta. So there is Yeka Samyutta. Okay, in the Yeka Samyutta, number 3 sutta is called Suchi Loma Sutta. Suchi means needle. So loma means hair, needed hair. His hairs are very, very sharp and very strong, and also it is like a needle. So that's why a needle like hair. So an organ who has a needle like a hair is called body hair. Is called suji loma. So suji loma and kara loma is a gross. Even though his hair are also very, very rough. Crab is a rough. So, but not pointed. Okay, not pointed. So they are, both of them are organs, and also they are friends to one another. So one day when they are searching for the food, they came to encounter with the Buddha. The Buddha was practicing meditation or sitting under the banyan tree. Then Suji Loma want to touch the Buddha's body because he trying to approach near, very close to the Buddha. So because his body has a very, very needle-like hair, so very gross. So, and also, so the touch is very serious. That's why the Buddha, how to say, shrink his body. Okay. So other than the Suji Loma think, Suji Loma asks, are you afraid of? Are you afraid of me? So then the Buddha say, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you, but your touch is not good. Something like that, the Buddha explain him. He also thought like the same thing. So I was trying to inquire whether he is a real monk or not. So if he is a real monk, he will be able to answer my question. If he is not able to answer my question, I will break his chest. Okay? I will break his chest, and also I will break him into two pieces. So strong. To a human being, he tried to break into two pieces. So also, chest will be broken, and also heart will be broken, like that. So after that, he asked the Buddha the questions. The questions are also very interesting. So one of the part of the question is that the Buddha or the monk, so where ragas come from? Lustful desire, where does it come from? Okay, and also those are hate, where it come from, and then and so on. And then the Buddha explained, depending on this body, Atta Bhava, Idonidana, the Buddha explained that Idonidana Raga Dosa. So raga, lustful desire or hatred, dosa, they arise depending on this body. This not only physical body, mental body as well. This is physical and mental body, Atta Bhava. So in this way, the Buddha explained there. So the point here I like to tell you is regarding the term Haraya. The term Haraya, sometimes it is used in the sense of a heart. Okay, sometimes it is used in the sense of a mind. Sometimes it is used in the sense of a chest and so on. So here, so in this context, Hadaya Vatu, it does not mean the mind, the chest, the heart as well. But what does it mean is that, as I explained you before, the material property that remains in a small amount of blood, which remains in a small cup in the middle of the heart. Okay? In the middle of the heart. So that part is called, that materiality is called Hadaya. Okay? Hadaya. Depending on that heart base, depending on that heart base, mind element, and also mind consciousness element, Manodhatu, and Manovinyana Dhatu arises. So even though this Hadaya Watu is according to what the commentary explanation. So because you see, we have eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body, and also mind. So eye consciousness, eye consciousness, right, depending on the eye base. Okay, eye sensitivity. So they have their own bases. So altogether 10 consciousness, they have their own bases. For the remaining, for example, if we take 89 Chitta, so 10 Chitta, they have their own base. Okay, up to the 2 Kaya Vijnana Chitta. They have their own base, specific base. But for the mind, so the remaining consciousness, where is their base? What is their base? So, according to the commentary, it is said to be that place or that materiality is a Gohadaya, and also it serves as a base for the remaining, okay, for the Manodhatu and Manovinyana Dhatu to arise. So that's why its scope is very, very large and also very effective. So, but one strange thing is the Buddha didn't use that Hadaya Watu in the Dhammasangani Pali. So Dhammasangani Pali, when the Buddha enumerate this, when the Buddha enumerate all the materialities, so the Buddha didn't include just 27 rupas. Okay, among the 7 treaties of the Abhidhamma, Dhammasangani is the first one, the first volume. And also at the first volume, it has to enumerate all the Dhamma, all the ultimate realities, all the Jeta, all the Jetasika, and also all the Rupa, and also including Nibbana. It explains. But in that very basic fundamental teaching of the Abhidhamma, very strange is this Hadaya Watu is not enumerated, not mentioned directly. So that is also very strange. So then the problem is because its scope is so large. That's why later on the Atthakatha commentaries they trying to specify that Hadaya Watu with that for the at the base of the my consciousness and my element, the my consciousness element, it is said to be the heart base, like that it is explained. So then where do they get commentaries? Where do they get Hadaya Watu? Where do they get Hadaya Watu? Even the Buddha didn't say Hadaya Watu, then how can they specify that Hadaya Watu? So the main source is a Bhatana Bali. They're trying to mention that main source is a Bhatana Bali. In the Bhatana Bali, mostly they are mentioned Yaruba Nesaya, Manodhatu Ja, Manovinyana Dhatu Ja, Vadandi, Daruban, Manodhatu Ya Ja, Manovinyana Dhatu Ya Ja, Dansambhyudaganam Ja Dhammana, Nesaya Bhajina Bhajayo. So Nesaya, depending on a certain depending on a certain materiality, okay, mind consciousness and mind consciousness, mind element and mind consciousness element arise. So in that case, that Rupa, okay, that Rupa which serves at the base, support mind element and mind consciousness element to arise. So by means of the dependent condition. Dependent means naysaya, by means of the naysaya pajaya. So that what? So taking that what? The main source. There the Buddha mentioned Yarupa only, not the Hadaya Watu. The Buddha didn't directly mention Hadaya Watu. Also in the Badhana as well, we don't find Hadaya Watu. Hadaya, the name Hadaya, the Buddha didn't mention. What the Buddha mentions is Vatu, some dimensions, some Rupa. Here, in the case of Anesaya Pajaya, the Buddha used Yarupa Nesaya. Okay, Rupa. Only Rupa, certain Rupa is mentioned, not specifically Hadaya Vatu. So what do they think is that for the eye consciousness to arise, there is eye base. Okay, eye sensitivity as an eye base. So also ear consciousness, they have an ear base to arise. So similarly, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness, they have their own base to rise, depending on them. But for the mind or mind consciousness and my element and my consciousness element, they should have a certain type of a material property to depend on. Okay, they start to think like that. So when they try to, in that case, they have to find, because they are trying to find a materiality. So we serve at the base for the mind element and mind consciousness element. So that's why they have to make a list of the rupas materiality. First one is a four-grade element. Okay, they're trying to consider four-grade element, whether four-grade element can be the base for the manodhatu and manovinyana dhatu or not. Then they come to know that is already sub at the base for the upada rupa to rise, because Mahabuddha Yarupa Nesaya Mahabuddha, okay, Mahabuddha serve at the base for the upada rupa. So that's why Mahabuddha cannot be based for the other things to serve at the base. So that's why the cross, okay, Mahabuddha is impossible, because it already serve at the base for the upada rupa to rise. Then they try to check. Okay, what about the five sensitivities? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. Eye sensitivity, ear, nose, tongue, and body sensitivities. So they also serve their as a base for their specific consciousnesses. Okay, that's why they cannot be. So also they go to the where? They go to Gojara Rupa. Okay, what about the Rupa Sada Gandhara Sapodaba? Okay, so Rupa Sada Gandhara Sapodaba, these are also objects. So internal object, external object. Okay, mostly we can say external objects. So if they are external objects, they cannot serve, okay, as the base for the consciousness, manodhatu and manovinyana dhatu to arise. Okay, so one thing you can say is that to become a base for the mind or manodhatu and manovinyana dhatu, it should not be Mahabuddha. Okay, it should be upada rupa, and also it should not have any other function as a base for others. You know, it means they should not base for the other. Okay, for the other means for any one of the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Okay, if they already serve, we cannot take them. And also they should not be external. Okay, they should not be external. So they should be internal like that. And also one thing is that they should be karma born. Okay, we can include this that they should be karma born, produced by the karma. This materiality should be produced by the karma as well. So in this way, they try to check the list. Okay, and also Mahabuddha, no, impossible. Pasada Rupa, okay, five Pasada Rupa, they have their own duty as a base. That's why they are also impossible. Gojara Rupa, they are external objects, also impossible to serve as the base. Then what about the 80 Bhava and Buddhisa Bhava Rupa? Okay, Bhava to Bhava Rupa. The masculinity and femininity. So because of the one thing we can see is that the mind element and mind consciousness element possible to arise not only in the men and lady, but also in the third gender as well. So someone who is no man, no women, cannot be recognized as a man or women. So for them also mind, okay, mind element, manodhatu, mind consciousness element arise for them as well. That's why we cannot say that so mind element, mind consciousness element depend on the bhava rupa as a base. We cannot say because those who are senseless, okay, persons, for them also these mind element, mind consciousness element arises. Okay, so here I told you my element, my consciousness element. You may not you may not know what are they. So let me explain a little bit. My element are what two Sambadejana and then one Panchadora Vajana. Panchadora Vajana one. Panchadora Vajana means five door adverting consciousness. Okay, the consciousness that serve as a station. Okay, as a station. So because the main station is there, whatever channel, whatever object that come to the channel, so then it has to meet with the main station, has to be catch with the main station. And then after receiving the object, then it send out to their respective channels. For example, if it is the sight, visible object, then it advert the object to the eye consciousness. If it is a sound, then that consciousness advert that sound object to the ear. Okay, to the five different channels. So before that five different channels, there is a main reception. Okay, so something like you go to the where you go to a hotel, okay, and then there is a reception. Okay, in the reception, so you book in the room, and also then they assign you a room, which room is proper for you. So then after that you will be sent to their to the respective rooms. So also here Panchadora Vajana is a five-door adverting. So its function is to advert. Okay, so before Panchadora Vajana is so Panchadora Vajana receive the object, and also it advert this object to the different channels. Okay, that sort of consciousness is called Panchadwara Vajana, five-door adverting consciousness. So whenever Bhavanga object is strike to the Bhavanga, okay, object in our sensitivity strike, at that time Bhavanga move, our Bhavanga stream, that is our mental stream. Whenever there is no Vidijeta arises, then Bhavanga Jeta arises. So, but when our sensitivity encounter with the sense, and also if we have a manasikara intention, then that Bhavanga, it means it's something like a sleeping, it start to move, shake, and then start to receive the, start to advert, okay? Start to advert the object we receive to their respective channel, to their eye channel or ear channel or nose channel or tongue channel, body channel or mind channel. Okay. So Paido adverting, mind channel is to advert to mind channel is a mind adverting consciousness. That is another one. But here is Banjadra Vajana is a Paido adverting consciousness. Okay, whatever object it get, then its function is to advert, okay, the object to their respective channel. So that is a Banjadra Vajana. And also in the thought process, it start to happen Vitijeta, Banjadra Vajana, the first Vitijeta. And then after that, maybe the object is sent to the eye consciousness arises. And then somebody can eye consciousness accept. After this eye consciousness receive the object, then it transfer the object to the receiving consciousness. Okay, receive whatever we receive, we have to record. Okay, and then somebody jana sandirana, then they are sandirana investigate. Okay, somebody jana accept, and then sandirana investigate, and then whatever na decide, and then there is javana. After that, dadaramana, it is registered. So in that process, so there are in every thought process, Panjadara Vajana and Sampadijana are there if they are in the Fido thought process. Okay. So that the Panjadara Vajana and two types of Sampadijana, they are called my element. So these two my element, so consciousness, altogether three my element consciousness, they arise depending on mind or, okay, they don't arise depending on the fight or, okay. So mind or element, and also the other consciousnesses apart from the what Rendri Banja Vinyana, and also do somebody jana, do receiving consciousness, and one fight or body consciousness, the other the remaining consciousness, all of them are called Mano Vinyana Dhatu, mind consciousness element. For example, Dwe Agusala Jeta, Loba Mula Jeta arises. So the 8 Loba Mula Jeta, 2 Dosa Mula, 2 Moa Mula, so 8 Mahagusala Jeta or Jhana Jeta, Maga Jeta, they belong to Mano Vinyana Dhatu. So when these consciousness, mind consciousness element arises, then they rise depending on the what? Depending on the Buddha simply say Yan Rupa Nisaya, whatever is sudden Rupa. The Buddha didn't specify what is that sort of a Rupa. Just simply say Yan Rupa, a sudden Rupa. So there is something to be depend on, but don't specifically mention. Maybe it is too broad to mention with the one term. Okay, that's why the Buddha simply use a Yan Rupa, or sometimes the Buddha use a Vatu Rupa. Okay, Vatu. So Samanya Vajana Sabha Sadharana, we have a one kind of what the rule. one kind of a common rule is that if we say common term, if we use a common term, that refer to all. Okay, that is common to all. For example, if we say students come here, other day, I don't specify what kind of student, whether men or boys or girls. I don't specify. I simply use a common term, students. It that can cover all people. So other than all students, because all students are included. Okay, because I use a common term. So the same thing here also. Yan Rupan, a certain type of a Rupa. So it is a common term, common to all types of Rupa. So the Buddha simply used common term there. Yan Rupan, as well as a Vatu, so base or materiality, material property. They are very much a common term the Buddha used. But for the commentators, they are very generous. They want to understand what the Buddha mean. What did the Buddha mean by that word, Vatu or Yanrupam? And also, they are very eager to point out or to pick up what is that. So that's when they're trying to check. So every Rupa, for Mahabuddha, impossible because they already serve at the base of the Upada Rupa. So five sensitivity, impossible, they already serve at the base for their respective consciousnesses. And also five Gojara Rupa, seven Gojara Rupa. So, and that for them is external, okay, not internal. And also Bhava Rupa, okay, Bhadu Bhava Rupa. Bhava Rupa also impossible to serve at the base, to indicate at the base of the mind, Mano Dhatu, Mano Vijnana Dhatu, because even for those who are selfless, senseless, okay, senseless beings, these Mano Dhatu, Mano Vijnana Dhatu consciousness arise. That's why. So these two bhava are also impossible. Then what about the jivita, indriya? So jivita indriya has their own function. Okay, life faculty, life controlling faculty. Jivita indriya rupa. Okay, we have two types of jivita indriya. One is mental life controlling faculty. Another is the physical life controlling faculty. So here we refer to the physical life controlling faculty. So that one also, it has their own function of protecting or taking care the coordination or co-arising materialities, or the materiality that arise together with this. For example, in our eye, so there is a jivita indriya. Eye sensitivity is there, as well as our light controlling faculty is there. Okay, so that light controlling faculty take care or try to maintain all the other members of this group of materiality in our eye. So that's why the jivita indriya also become very busy, already busy with their function, with its own function of take caring the co-rising materialities. That's why it cannot function at the base. Okay, for the others to rise. Then it goes to where? Then it goes to the, for example, ahara. If you go and see ahara, what about the ahara rupa? Ahara is a nutriment. Okay, so nutriment rupa. So whatever we eat, okay, food, okay, or fruits we eat, we put into our mouth and swallow, and then chew and swallow it, and then it go to our stomach. Okay, in our stomach there is a fire. Pajaka dejo, it start to operate. Okay, digestive system is in there. It start to operate the food and to get what essence. That essence is called ahara. Okay, ahara. So that essence is not born of a karma. So we cannot take that ahara as a base for the for the mind element, the mind consciousness element. So that's what all of them. Now what we check is about the 18 Nibbana Rupa, 18 real Rupas. So among the 18 real Rupas, 70s are impossible. Okay, so that's why what we have is only hard base, Hadaya Rupa. So even though it is not mentioned in the directly mentioned in the list of the Rupa in the Dhammasingani, later commentators and the later Vidama scholars they're trying to put Hadaya as a separate Rupa. Okay, which serve at the base for the mind element, the mind consciousness element. Ati Rupa Mano Vijnana Dhatu. So then the reason commentary they're trying to give a reasons why Dhammasingani Bali keep silence about the Hadaya Watu. So enumeration also no enumeration there. Then why? They trying to give the reason is that when they does they trying to invent something like we can say that invent or identify Hadaya Watu. Okay, because of the among the Mahabuddha impossible to be the base, and also Pasada, Gojara, Bhava, Jivita, Ahara. Okay, they are also they have their own function to serve. Okay, that's why they cannot be the base for the mind consciousness, mind element, and mind consciousness element. Okay, so that's why they commentator they trying to invent or specify or identify Hadaya, what to heart base. So that remain which already mentioned in the 32 parts of the body, okay, which is Hadaya. Okay, that Hadaya is identified as a heart base. Okay. So then when they identify them, they need to say why Dhammasingani didn't mention, okay, didn't omit. Why Dhammasingani omit Hadaya Rupa? When the Buddha, as you see, the Buddha is the most compassionate person, the greatest wisdom he possesses, Savanyura Jnana. If it is there to be explained, the Buddha surely say without hiding anything. Okay, so nothing to be hiding. So, but why the Buddha didn't mention? They try to find the reason. That is their speculation. Okay, commentator they trying to speculate. Why the Buddha don't mention Hadaya Watu, and also throughout the Abhidhamma, especially in the Dhammasingani. Okay, so because what do they say is that in order to keep the teaching unbroken. Okay, so the Buddha is, for example, unbroken here means so when he is talking about the black and white, okay, black and white, and then what a dark and bright, so pair, the Buddha is talking. So other day, so finally, when the Buddha, maybe it is talking about the six pairs, the black and white, and then what, a dark and bright, and kusala and agusala, and so on. So 5 is okay, 5 pairs are okay, but when he reached to the 6th pair, if he has only one thing to tell the people, then people get it confused. Why not? Why is it not the pair, but just only one side? Okay, so people lost interest, or people will be frustrated. The listener will be frustrated about the teaching. So when they are frustrated about the teaching, then they cannot realize the Dhamma. It will not be helpful for the realization of the Dhamma, realization of the reality. So very main thing, main point or main intention of the Buddha in preaching is that to make people or listeners realize the reality. Okay, if they got confused or if they are frustrated by listening the teaching which are not perfect or broken. Broken here means that for the 5, for example, Jaku eye base, suppose when the Buddha talk about the Rupa which are eye base, the Rupa which are not eye base. Okay, they are 2 pair, and also the Rupa which are ear base. Okay, the Rupa which are not ear base, and so on. So in that case, for the base is okay, 6 pairs, the Rupa which are mind based, the Rupa which are not mind based. And then when it came to the Aramana object, the Rupa which are the object of eye consciousness, okay, that is okay. And then the Rupa which are not the object of eye consciousness is also okay. So except visible object, the other rupas are the rupa which are not the eye object, not the object of an eye. So also that the way we can go up to the body. So the rupas, material property, which are the object of a body, okay, physical body. And then another one is the materiality or rupa, which are not the object of a material physical body. That's also okay. But when we go to the mind, the rupa, which are the object of the mind, okay, we have to, there is a no object which are not the object of a mind. Okay, every object is object of a mind. So that's why we have to take everything. Then when we continue to say that the rupa which are not the object of a mind, there is no rupa remain. Okay, and that in this way, the teaching will not be perfect. Okay, so the order of teaching for the watu, when we talk about the base, that is okay, but when we talk about the pair, when we talk about the object as in pair, then it will not be okay. So commentators trying to speculate that because of that reason, the Buddha don't preach. Okay, the Buddha don't use Hadaya Watu as a base. The Buddha don't specify Hadaya Watu, don't enumerate Hadaya Watu in the list of a 20 in the list of a rupa. So that sort of thing is explained in the Dhammasangani, and not Dhammasangani, in the commentary. Okay, commentary is speculation. So, but finally, so even though the logic or maybe question is okay, why there is no Haraya Watu, the Buddha didn't preach Haraya Watu. But in the commentary they are mentioned, because there is no any other rupa can be served at the base for the mind or mind element and mind consciousness element. That's why it should be Hadaya Vatu. That is a sort of Sayadaw Usilananda, Brother Pasrada Sayadaw, he explained that, or it is a bit of arbitrary. Arbitrary means make it very much decisive, okay, without giving any other reason, but just make a decision. That it should be, that's why it should be Hadaya Vatu. Hadaya Vatu should be the base for the mind element and mind consciousness element. So the traditionally throughout the Buddhism, throughout the years, Buddhist people, even the teachers, they accepted that the heart base, okay, Hadaya Vatu as a base for the mind element and mind consciousness element. So the heart. But maybe in the studying from the 20th century, or maybe late 19th century, so they start to, scientists, they start to specify that the way, so the mind is brain, okay? They start to say brain, they try to identify brain. So, but there are also a lot of arguments and they are still cannot be confirmed, okay? That's why it is better to follow the tradition, to be in line with the tradition that the Hadaya Vatu is there. Okay, Hadaya Vatu is basically it is the heart. Okay, but if we want to specify, then Hadaya Vatu means what? A sort of material property which remain in a small cup, okay, which remain in a small amount of blood located in a small cup in the midst of a heart, okay. So that sort of thing is called Hadaya Vatu. Depending on that heart base, what the mind element and mind consciousness element arises. So it's up at the base for these two types of consciousness. And also it is, I think the theology also explained that because it is so obvious that whenever good thing or bad thing happened, our heart start to beat so much, okay? Whenever good thing happened, so the heartbeat becomes so fast and so obvious. And then when we hear something very happy, when we get something very good news, so also the feelings start from here. That's why the tradition commentary as well, they try to locate the base of the mind is the heart. Okay, the base of the mind is the heart. Okay, there are many things to talk about that. So scholars, they trying to identify where is the base of the mind. Okay, so one thing we have to understand is that the Buddha used a very common term, Yarupa or Vatu. Okay, so so very common term that it means it can refer to any types of materiality. Okay, not only Hadaya Vatu, they specify, commentator specify, not only the heart or the brain or whatever. So whatever materiality that can serve at the base for the mind and mind consciousness, mental consciousness arises. So that can be regarded as a heart base, Hadaya Vatu, in my understanding like this. So here, so regarding the heart base, Hadaya Vatu, Hadaya Rūpa, so the characteristic is Mano Dhatu, Mano Vijnana Dhatu, Nesaya Lakhanam. Okay, it has a characteristic of being the material support for the mind element and mind consciousness element. Okay, so it is a sort of material support. it has a characteristic of a supporting, okay, consciousness, especially Mano Dhatu and Mano Vijnana Dhatu consciousnesses to rise. So its function is a dasan yewa dhatu, dasan yewa dhatunam adharanam. Here, adharana as the I take it from the Visuddhimagga. Okay, Visuddhimagga is playing the word observe. Okay, here observe. Adharana is actually not in the sense of observing, but in the sense of the receiving. Okay, receiving or upholding. So Bhikkhu body translated as uphold, to uphold. So and then it would be better to change instead of to observe, then rather to uphold what? My element and mental consciousness or mind consciousness element. Okay, my element and mind consciousness element. That would be better. So that's why here you can say to uphold them. That is a better translation. To uphold them or to receive them. No? So, okay. So this Hadaya Vatu, heart base, receive. Okay, its a function is to receive my, to uphold mind consciousness, my element and my consciousness element. Okay, and also it appear in our mind, it manifests in our mind as what? Obahana. Maybe when something, it is obvious, and the Visuddhimagga explained that when something good happens, we feel very light, okay, for some amount of time, okay, for 1 hour, 2 hours, and so on. When something undesirable or bad thing happen in our mind, so we feel very heavy. Okay, it looks like we are carrying this the consciousness on and on, so for a long time. So that sort of Hadaya Watu manifests in our mind. When we contemplate Hadaya Watu, it manifests in our mind that is carrying the mind, okay, carrying the mental states. So normally, or as others materialities, this Hadaya Watu, maybe if we take a heart, so they are also, the approximate cause is a four-grade element. Without four-grade element, they cannot survive, they cannot maintain. Okay. So that is something about the Hadaya Watu, the location. So according to our, according to the Buddha, there is no Hadaya Watu. Okay. The Buddha didn't say Hadaya Watu, just simply say Yan Rupa Nesaya. Okay. So a certain Rupa. But in the commentary period, they start to invent, identify the base or the mind element and mind consciousness element as Hadaya Vatu. Okay. So, and also the location is specified as a heart. Okay, in the midst of our chest. Okay, between two lungs. Okay, it is a little bit different from the medical science finding. And also their function, okay, it function, the Hadaya Vatu function as a what, receiving or upholding the mind element and mind consciousness element, and also it manifests in our mind as Hadaya Vatu is carrying the mental states. Okay. So in this way, because it is a karma bhomeda, okay, because Hadaya Vatu is a heart base, that heart base is a karma bhomeda produced by the karma. Okay, so if we contemplate, okay, Hadaya Vatu, then it is also one of the material object to be observed. It arises, okay, Hadaya Vatu arises depending on the causes. It has their nature, and also whenever there is no conditions for them to rise, for it to rise, then it ceases. So that is something about the Hadaya Vatu. With this, we will conclude for today. Thank you so much. So see you next time. Buddha Sasanam Jiran Daitadu. Buddha Sasanam Jiran Daitadu. Buddha Sasanam Jiran Daitadu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.